In today's digital age, passwords are the gatekeepers to our online lives. They are the first line of defense against unauthorized access to our personal and professional information. From social media accounts to banking information, our passwords protect our most sensitive data. They are the keys to our digital vaults, safeguarding everything from private conversations to financial transactions. Yet many people still use weak, easily guessable passwords, leaving themselves vulnerable to attack. Common choices like 123,456 inches or password are shockingly prevalent, making it easy for hackers to breach accounts. Hackers know this, and they are constantly devising new ways to crack passwords and gain access to our valuable information. They exploit these weaknesses, often with devastating efficiency. This essay will delve into the methods hackers use to break passwords, the dangers of weak passwords, and most importantly, how to protect yourself. We will explore the tactics employed by cybercriminals and the steps you can take to fortify your defenses. Think of your passwords as the keys to your digital kingdom. Just as you would protect your physical keys, you must safeguard your passwords with equal vigilance. Just as you wouldn't leave your house keys under the welcome mat, you shouldn't use weak passwords that hackers can easily guess. Strong, unique passwords are essential to keeping your account secure. The consequences of a compromised password can be devastating, leading to identity theft, financial loss, and reputational damage. The fallout from such breaches can take years to recover from. Understanding the methods hackers use to crack passwords is the first step in protecting yourself. Knowledge is power, and being aware of these tactics can help you stay one step ahead. From brute force attacks to sophisticated social engineering schemes, hackers employ a range of techniques to gain access to your accounts. Each method has its own set of challenges and requires different strategies to counteract. By understanding these methods, you can better protect yourself and your valuable data. Implementing strong passwords, using two-factor authentication, and staying informed about the latest cybersecurity threats are crucial steps in safeguarding your digital life. Imagine a thief trying every possible key until they find the one that unlocks your door. This is a slow and tedious process, but eventually they might succeed if they have enough time and patience. That's essentially what a brute force attack is. A trial and error method where hackers use automated software to try thousands or even millions of password combinations per second. These programs can run tirelessly, testing an enormous number of possibilities in a very short amount of time. It's a surprisingly effective method, especially against weak passwords. Once the software finds the correct combination, the hacker gains access to your account or system. Brute force attacks exploit the fact that many people use simple passwords that are easy to guess. These passwords often include common words, names, or simple patterns. Short passwords, common words, and sequential numbers are all prime targets for brute force attacks. Hackers often start with the most common passwords, making it even easier for them to gain access quickly. The longer and more complex your password, the harder it is for a brute force attack to crack. A strong password includes a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and special symbols. Consider this: a 6-character password using only lowercase letters can be cracked in seconds. This is because the number of possible combinations is relatively small. However, a 12-character password using a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols would take years, even decades, to crack using brute force. The complexity and length exponentially increase the number of possible combinations. This highlights the importance of password length and complexity in deterring brute force attacks. By creating strong, unique passwords, you significantly reduce the risk of your accounts being compromised. Unlike brute force attacks, which rely on sheer computing power, dictionary attacks use a more targeted approach. Hackers use lists of common passwords called dictionaries and try them one by one until they find a match. These dictionaries often include variations of common words, phrases, and patterns. Think of the most common passwords you know: password 123, QWERTY 123456. These are the low-hanging fruit that hackers target with dictionary attacks. They exploit our tendency to choose passwords that are easy to remember, but unfortunately also easy to guess. Dictionary attacks highlight the importance of avoiding common passwords and patterns. Using a random combination of characters is your best defense against dictionary attacks. Think beyond words and phrases and opt for a unique string of characters that is difficult to guess. Phishing attacks don't involve cracking your password directly. Instead, they trick you into giving it away. Hackers send emails or text messages disguised as legitimate organizations such as banks or social media platforms. These messages often create a sense of urgency, prompting you to click on a malicious link or provide your password. Phishing attacks prey on our trust and our tendency to react quickly to urgent requests. They often use logos and language that mimic legitimate organizations to appear convincing. Always be wary of unsolicited emails or messages requesting your password or other sensitive information. Remember, legitimate organizations will never ask for your password via email or text message. If you receive a suspicious message, contact the organization directly using their official contact information to verify its authenticity. Section 5. Social engineering tricking your way in. Social engineering takes phishing a step further, relying on human interaction and manipulation to gain access to your information. Hackers may impersonate IT support, colleagues, or even friends to trick you into revealing your password or granting them access to your accounts. Social engineering attacks exploit our natural inclination to trust others, especially those in positions of authority. Hackers may use a variety of tactics, such as creating fake social media profiles or impersonating someone you know to gain your trust. Be cautious about who you share personal information with, both online and offline. Verify requests for sensitive information through multiple channels and be wary of individuals who pressure you into revealing your password or other confidential data. Section 6. The high cost of weak passwords, real-world breaches. The consequences of weak passwords are not hypothetical, they are very real. In 2011, Sony PlayStation Network suffered a massive data breach, exposing the personal information of millions of users. The breach was attributed to weak passwords and inadequate security measures. In 2017, credit reporting agency Equifax experienced a data breach that affected over 147 million people. The breach was caused by a vulnerability in their software, but the use of weak passwords by some employees exacerbated the situation. These high-profile breaches serve as stark reminders of the importance of strong password practices. They highlight the fact that even large organizations with significant resources can fall victim to hackers, especially when weak passwords are a factor. Section 7. The fallout, beyond financial loss. The fallout from a password breach extends far beyond financial loss. Victims of identity theft often face years of trying to repair their credit and regain control of their finances. They may also experience emotional distress, anxiety, and a sense of violation. The reputational damage caused by a data breach can be significant, especially for businesses. Customers may lose trust in companies that fail to protect their data, leading to lost revenue and damage to the brand's image. The consequences of weak passwords are far-reaching and can have a lasting impact on individuals and organizations alike. Investing in strong password practices is essential to mitigating these risks and safeguarding your digital life. Section 8. Building Fort Knox. Strategies for strong passwords. Creating a strong password is like building a fortress around your data. Just as a fortress needs strong walls and gates, your password needs to be robust and resilient. It requires using a combination of strong materials and strategic design to withstand attacks. Think of it as constructing a barrier that can fend off any intruder. Here are some key strategies for building Fort Knox-worthy passwords. Length matters. The longer your password, the more secure it becomes. The longer your password, the harder it is to crack. Aim for at least 12 characters, but longer is always better. Character variety is key. Use a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. This variety makes it exponentially harder for hackers to guess. Use a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. Avoid common patterns and sequences that are easy to predict. Avoid common patterns and sequences. Don't use simple sequences like 1,234 inches or ABCD. Don't be a creature of habit. Avoid using the same password for multiple accounts. Each account should have its own unique password. Avoid using the same password for multiple accounts. If one account is compromised, all your accounts are at risk. If one account is compromised, all your accounts are at risk. Think outside the dictionary. Don't use common words, phrases, or personal information that can be easily guessed. Don't use common words, phrases, or personal information that can be easily guessed. By following these strategies, you can create strong, unique passwords that are difficult for hackers to crack. By following these strategies, you can create strong, unique passwords that are difficult for hackers to crack. Remember, your passwords are your first line of defense in the digital world. Remember, your passwords are your first line of defense in the digital world. Protect them well, and they will protect you. Section 9. Staying ahead of the game, password managers and beyond. In today's digital landscape, remembering dozens of strong, unique passwords is a daunting task. This is where password managers come in. These tools securely store all your passwords in an encrypted vault, so you only need to remember one master password. Beyond password managers, consider enabling two-factor authentication whenever possible. This adds an extra layer of security by requiring you to enter a unique code from your phone or email in addition to your password. Staying vigilant and informed is crucial in the ever-evolving world of cybersecurity. Keep up to date on the latest threats and best practices for password security. By taking proactive steps to protect your passwords, you can significantly reduce your risk of becoming a victim of cybercrime.